liverwort. Not edible, medicinal.
Okay, here we go. Here is a plant in a formation called a basal rosette. The leaves all come out from one spot in a circle, and underneath is an edible root. Oh, you know it. How do you know?
They grow carrots.
You grow carrots. Okay, where is it? Here it is. Oh, it's a tiny one. Trailing arbutus. It is a rare plant, certainly not one we're going to pick. I don't know if it has any uses. It's quite beautiful, little white flowers on the side.
What's the other one?
Oh, you have, oh, yeah, here it is with the twin flowers. Oh, wait a minute, no, this is a...
This is oxeye daisy.
What are you videotaping?
Yeah.
Plants.
Cool.
It's called oxeye daisy.
Hey, with that?
Huh?
What's this?
10, 9, 8.
Here are the wild blueberries in flower. This is a lowbush blueberry, quite close to the ground, delicious small berries, and the flowers look like bells. This is a member of the heath family. Every jazz fan knows the Heath family because you have Percy Heath on bass, you have Jimmy Heath on tenor and soprano saxophone, and you have Al Tootie Heath on drums, but this is a different Heath family. It includes wintergreen, blueberries, bilberries, and huckleberries. The berries which you find in the summer are quite delicious. This is early spring, and these are the first blueberry flowers we see. This is European wild ginger. This is what we've been looking for. There should be more up there. Yeah, and more, a big patch further up. I'll dig it up further up where there's more. We can always come back here. Wild ginger, finally. Finally, pairs of heart-shaped leaves. Any flower?
Yeah, the Asian ginger, commercial ginger is Uncle Pollinated. You got the flowers.
Okay, let's look.
Is it or isn't?
This is, yes, it is. Crush it and smell it. This is it.
have leaves on it in the spring. I have no idea what that is. It's got 5 petals. It might be some kind of viburnum, but then again it might not. I really don't know that much. I don't know that one exactly.
This is Central Park. It's April 14th. This is a log on the side of a trail. Peckberry. flower of the girl's mustard. Virginia knotweed. Sweet Sicily. Yeah, they just started up to the right. There was another woman, I don't know her name. Yeah, I think so. This is Sweet Sicily. And I'm going to pan down to some deteriorating alcohol inky caps.
Meanwhile, you guys can. Well, what's this up here?
You want me to do something with my hands, open up something?
I'm gonna have Steve, when he talks about it, he's gonna open up these petals here.
Oh, here's one I don't know. Okay, meanwhile, you guys.
6.
Select the leaves or the ginger.
5.
Where's the ginger, Madeline? Which is the ginger? I'll find it.
Okay, here is cut to cut. Let's start again.
Okay, it's cut leaf.
Yeah, no. Okay, here is cut leaf toothwort. Someone came and cut all these leaves with a scissor. Has lots of teeth. Wort is an old name for plant. And here are the flowers. It's a member of the mustard family, so it always has petals in flowers with 4 petals, and it's quite beautiful. It is very spicy. If you like spicy plants, this is definitely one for you. A small amount of this in a salad will spice up the whole salad, and you can cook with it really any way you want as well. Wonderful member of the mustard family. By the way, we are shooting this in late April. There is...
Those regular tooth forks?
I don't know.
Yeah.
So pretty. I should take a look here. Oh, I didn't put down any. Yeah. And what does that mean? It's maybe he could take a picture? Once he takes care of the bridges here.
Okay, gotta sneak through. All right, Steve, whereabouts?
Everywhere. Here is wild ginger with its flower, and the flower is ant pollinated, and you can see there's an ant in the wild ginger flower. What happened is it read my book and quickly came out to pollinate the wild ginger. That's why it has flowers that are sort of not especially colorful and low to the ground. Very, very delicious rhizome. I will dig one up. The rhizome is an underground stem.
Okay, well, I'm just starting in from a second segment after you said it's
Okay.
ant pollinated, etc. And let's get right down to here whenever you're ready.
Okay, let's dig up some wild ginger. Take a look at the rhizome. Look at this beautiful 3-petaled ant-pollinated flower. The plant always has 2 heart-shaped leaves, and it has an underground stem, scientifically called a rhizome, commonly called a rootstock. It's not actually a root, it's an underground stem with a wonderful fragrance. You use this rhizome the same way you would use commercial ginger in both desserts, main courses, in Indian cooking. The flowers you basically look at, they're quite beautiful. And the leaves are edible. George Washington Carver called them the acme of wild foods, but I find them not very pleasant tasting. I'll try one again. I really don't care for them. I guess I have a different sense of taste from George Washington Carver. Or maybe he knew some recipes I didn't know. Actually, the leaves have a bitter aftertaste too, so I wouldn't eat the leaves. You can use the root fresh or dried. It has natural antibiotics in it. The Native Americans said that wild ginger will prevent a sorcerer from casting a spell on your food and turning the food into poison, which means that it kills the microorganisms or inhibits the growth of the microorganisms that cause digestive problems. And of course, because you can't patent an herb, its medicinal potential has not been explored scientifically yet. You rustle further away. Okay, here are our wood nettles. They're related to stinging nettles. They have a much rounder leaf with the same big teeth on the edge, and they have stinging hairs on the side. Not as violent as the stinging nettle, and you prepare them the same way. You take the tops off of the plants, collect where there's lots of them, wash them off, put them into soup and simmer them for 5 or 10 minutes, or put them into a heavy pot with no extra water and cook them covered for about 5 or 10 minutes until just wilted. Season them maybe with some garlic that's been cooked in olive oil, or a little bit of brown rice vinegar, some tamari soy sauce, or a dash of salt and pepper, and they are incredibly delicious. They're full of iron and one of the best wild vegetables you can get.
Great.
Oh, and I didn't mention to wear gloves so they don't sting you. Okay, let me know. All right, I'll talk again.
And shoot.
You have to wear gloves when you're handling any nettles because they will sting you. If you do get stung, you take this plant that you... I know I'm losing all my fiddleheads.
There's one right here.
Yeah, I want more than one.
Oh, that.
Okay.
And speak up and whenever you're ready.
Okay, with the stinging nettles, you need to wear gloves. Once they're cooked, they'll no longer sting you, but until they're cooked, they will. If you do get stung, you take this plant that grows right next to them called jewelweed with these scalloped-edged leaves and very succulent stem full of juice, and you rub that on the nettle sting, and that will help get rid of the sting. Curly dock will also do it. The English say nettles in, dock out. Or no, it's the other way around. It's, nettles in, dock out. When you edit it before I... Hey, Steve?
Okay. Well, I can't quite hear you. I was thinking of that. There are other places I need to do too. Okay, Chris is ready. Okay, be quiet. Okay, here is the fiddlehead of the ostrich fern, curled up like a violin, and this is the stage you pick it. You only pick half in each bunch so the rest can regenerate. It is the baby of an ostrich fern, and you can see the ferns in different stages of development here. You only want the ones that are tightly rolled up. When they become mature, like over here, they actually tend to become poisonous. So you want them immature. The fern actually looks like an ostrich feather as opposed to other ferns. And remember, this stage is a stage you're not going to be eating them at anymore. There is also a sterile frond which overwinters. This is from last year, and this helps you identify it. Ferns are not flowering plants, they make spores. and they are very, very beautiful plants. They grow in wet and swampy areas. We are in Westchester, north of New York City. It is late April, and because we had an early spring this year, we should have been here in mid-April to collect them. It depends year by year, and you have a very short season of maybe about 2 weeks. The season moves upward. Gourmet vegetable stores will get fiddleheads later in April and into May from New England and from mountainous areas where they come up later. They are very delicious. You can use the rolled up fiddleheads in this younger stage, raw or lightly cooked. They steam quite well. They're good in soups, and you use mild seasonings because you don't want to overpower the wonderful flavor.
Great. And these ones are too mature, right?
Well, this one isn't.
Why don't you just point out, say this one's good, this one's no good, so people get an idea for
Let's
it.
go for another bunch.
Where? I mean, something that has good ones and bad ones.
Yeah, that's what I'm looking.
5, 4, 3, 2.
With a bunch like this, these large ones are too unrolled. I wouldn't want to eat them. The smaller ones are still edible, and of course I'm going to leave some to grow. This bunch, I think I'll just take this one. And you just keep looking around and you find more and more young rolled up fiddleheads. We're actually a little bit late for this particular stand. I wish I'd been here a week ago. But I still, in about 15 minutes, I have half a bag of fiddleheads. And I will collect another 15 minutes and get a full bag. No.
Because I know like something would part of my body hurt all of the time. And the mattress really, really made a big, big difference. I started to use it 2 years ago when I stayed at my friend's house in the South. She was a holistic health nurse. And she had one, and when I got off the plane and I was in slings and neck braces and everything, she just, set it up in the guest bedroom for me, and it was great. It was like an immediate difference, because it was taking me 5 hours to fall asleep. And I fell asleep in the middle of the day. Meaning of your stomach. Are you doing anything about that?
Yeah, I've got some S-Stoffless for that.
Also, marshmallow and pepsin is a combination that's good. It soothes you. And calms down your stomach. Okay. Except the neck's gonna fall up.
in.
Here is the shoot of true Solomon seal, a very delicious vegetable that tastes like asparagus. I'm going to show you the root, which you usually don't dig up because the plant isn't common enough, and I will actually replant it after I've shown it to you. Oh, and I lost it. I lost it. I didn't dig deep enough. Here it is. Come here, you root. It's breaking apart too. Here we go. Here is the rhizome, it's underground stem of false Solomon seal, and here you can see one of the seals. Every year as the plant grows, a stem comes up, so this one is probably 1, 2, 3 years old. And this white root is edible. It also has medicinal uses, but it's usually too rare to dig up the root. The stem is wonderful, so let's put the root back. I was going to eat the stem.
I know, but
Yeah, I'll eat that one. Okay, here's the stem of Solomon seal. We're going to leave the root in the ground and peel this off. You only collect these where they are very, very abundant because they're often rare, and they're wonderful, asparagus-like. And I don't care for the leaves, so I get rid of the leaves. By the way, true false Solomon seal will eventually have berries running down the stem, and it has a white rhizome, an underground stem. False Solomon seal has flowers at the tip of the plant. If this were false Solomon seal, you'd see the flowers at the tip. Oh, maybe this is false Solomon seal. I see something at the tip. No, it's a series of flowers that would run down the side of the stem. It's a little hard to see when they're this small. But here are the buds in a longitudinal row.
so let me get a shot of this one right here.
All right, and then I'm going to start collecting them. Here is true Solomon seal where it's starting to open up. The plant is in the lily family with these parallel veins on the leaf. The leaves are alternate. They clasp the stem. Both true and false Solomon seal have edible shoots. True Solomon seal has an edible root, but it's too rare to dig up in most cases. False Solomon seal has a poisonous root, which is yellow. True Solomon seal's edible, but rare root is white. And this is probably a little bit too old to pick the shoot. You want it when it's still wrapped up like a pencil, like over here. This is perfect for eating. And let's see if there's some more here, because I would like to collect. Here's another one for you to look up. This I had identified and forgot. Here is true Solomon seal. We're on a riverbank, and erosion has exposed some of the roots, and you can see where Solomon punched his seal ring into the true Solomon seal roots. Actually, these are the roots. These are underground stems called rhizomes. Every year, a new plant comes up. So maybe it started here. This was one year. This is 2 years, and here is the 3rd year of the same plant. And I'm picking some of the shoots because they are abundant as anything here. We're along the Bronx River, north of Crestwood and south of Scarsdale in Westchester. One of the best places for this plant if I don't slip into the river. Whoa. Now I know the meaning of the sentence. Okay, here is false hellebore. A very beautiful and...
Let's do that again. You're going to have to speak up because that's really loud
Okay.
back there.
Here is false hellebore growing in a swamp. Looks sort of like skunk cabbage, which is also not edible. Skunk cabbage will just burn your tongue with calcium oxalate crystals. False hellebore, which has a pleated leaf, will make you throw up violently, and it can kill you. There have been deaths from false hellebore. This has no odor. Skunk cabbage, which is also not edible, smells like a skunk. People trying to find ways to eat skunk cabbage have eaten false hellebore and died from it. Very toxic. We are now in late April. This will have flowers in May. Okay.
Flowers up close.
That's the knotweed again. There it's much too skinny and woody. That's when you can't eat it anymore.
Too young or it's
Too old. Okay, here is gill over the ground or ground ivy, although it's growing on a log, so maybe it should be called gill over the log or log ivy, with bilaterally symmetrical flowers. That's flowers that have a left and a right side. It's a member of the mint family. It makes a really nice herb tea, and it's one of the best gentle herbal diuretics for water retention.
This is actually video, so it's...
Doesn't do that.
Yeah, it doesn't have a sensitive emulsion. Okay, I'm gonna pan up.
Here is the cuckoo flower, another member of the very large and delicious mustard family. As with the other mustards, it has 4 petals in the shape of a cross. These are sort of pink, purplish flowers with veins in them, very large for mustards. The leaves are divided into segments, and they are alternate. You can eat the young leaves when the plant first comes up, and the flowers are incredible. They are very spicy with an overtone of cherry. You can do any kind of cooking with them, and of course put them in salads raw. Cuckoo flower. Cuckoo, cuckoo, cuckoo.
Excellent, excellent. I'm just gonna get another shot here.
You want me to hold it steady?
No, I'm just gonna go like this. It's alright. Okay, there's basil, there's some rosettes down here I'm gonna get. Right here, right here. Okay.
Oh, great. I didn't know they were here anymore.
Do you want to talk about it?
Yeah.
Okay then.
Here is the young cuckoo flower, a little bit beyond the basal rosette stage. The basal rosette, all the leaves emerge from the ground. Here you can see there is a central stalk coming up. And let's take a close look at these leaves. They are alternate compound leaves. The leaflets, the leaf is divided into individual leaflets. The leaflets are toothed, and this is very spicy and incredibly delicious. You can put this into salads, or you can cook it. Really good member of the mustard family.
Great.
Okay, looks like the best cow parsnips are...
Talk about whatever characteristics will help
Okay.
distinguish this from other poisonous ones.
Moo! Moo! Oh, this is a cow parsnip. You can tell by the mooing. Let's take a look at it. This is just the right stage to collect it before it flowers. It has these rough, divided leaves, a sheath around the stem, like this. No purple splotches like poison hemlock. And it's quite hairy. And what you do is you eat the stalk, which tastes like celery. It is extremely strong and fragrant, and most people will cook it before they eat it. Let's see, I haven't had this in quite a while. It has a real kick. It's like every flower essence in the book is added to this stalk. But it is very, very good. You can peel it too, but probably not necessary, especially when the stalks are young. And better cooked than raw. But quite nice. So now the aftertaste is kicking in. It's getting stronger and stronger and stronger. I happen to like the flavor, but it's very, very powerful. Use it in recipes where you would use celery, especially a few of these stalks are nice in soups. And here you can see the rest of the stand. Also to my right is the skeleton of last year's cow parsnip. Or no, this is pokeweed. This isn't cow parsnip. Two plants growing together. This is the skeleton of pokeweed. Where's the skeleton of the cow parsnip? It's too big anyway. Maybe this is last year's cow parsnip. Yeah, with these twigs, this is it.
Okay, I'm gonna shove it this way. Let me get this. This would be great. with the kids and everything.
Okay, sit on the rock. We're gonna tell a story, or on the bottom of the tree.
Oh, wow, look at the bottom. Go up.
Look at the violet.
Here is where maybe you could...
Oh.
Just get on top of that. Look. Look.
You want to get on the rock?
Look at the tail.
Yep.
Look at the girls.
Emma, do you see the violets?
Whoa.
We're gonna go over.
Look out now. There's purple.
Bottom.
Right here.
Okay, adults, let's get the kids organized so I can tell the story.
Okay, everybody.
See, I learned to tell a story, but it's just
Let's see the story.
Come on now.
Okay, we need some more help with the kids because they'll be climbing around for half an hour before we can start.
don't sit on. Over here. See, Drew wants to tell the story. She has something very important to tell you.
Yes, okay. What? Your baby sister's name is Violet. Oh, that's great.
So we might...
Okay, kids, I want everyone to listen and turn this way so you can see me with your eyes, not with your rear end.
Alex, turn around.
Okay, if you look around on the earth, you'll see beautiful flowers called violets. Now, people always wondered, yes, people always wondered where they came from. And the Greeks had a myth, a story that's not true about where the violets came. And this is the story. Once upon a time, the king of the gods, whose name was Zeus, came down to earth. And he was looking to have a good time and have some fun. So he disguised himself as a young man, very good-looking young man. And he found this beautiful creature. She was called a wood nymph. Her name was Violet. And she lived in the woods where she sang and danced. Tra-la-la-la-la, tra-la-la, tra-la-la-la-la. And Zeus said, "Hey, Violet, why don't you come party with me in the woods?" And Violet said, "You're a good-looking guy. I'll go party with you." And they went partying in the woods, and they danced and played and had a great time. Now, Zeus was the king of the gods. He wasn't afraid of any of the other gods. If someone bothered him, he'd throw a lightning bolt and zap them. But he had one fear. What if he was afraid his wife Hera would catch him partying in the woods with a nymph. And if she caught him, "Zeus, what are you doing in the woods with that nymph? How dare you! You're married to me! I'm never gonna let you forget it. I'll never let you forget it for the rest of your life." And Zeus got really scared that his wife Hera would catch him. So he used his magical powers and turned Violet into a cow. Now, Violet was a cow because the reason he did that is he thought his wife would never think that he was going on a date with a cow. So he thought he was safe. So now Violet was a cow. Moo, say moo, Violet. What do cows eat? Grass. Violet got hungry. She ate the grass, and the hard, tough grass hurt her mouth. Moo, 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 moo. My poor mouth. Moo, 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 moo. Oh, moo, moo. Oh, oh, oh. What did she do? It hurt so much. What do you think she did? Yeah?
I think she got cut in the bush.
What did she do? What do you do when something hurts a lot? Something. What?
Cry.
Yeah, she started to cry. And Zeus turned all her teardrops into violets. And there are the violets. Let's give one to the teacher. Who wants to pick one for me? Here, it has heart-shaped leaves, and it has Here, if you can hand this to me. Now that one is not a violet. That leaf, wait, give me the other leaf. I'll show you. Look, kids. Oh, give me a whole leaf. You gave me one that was torn.
Yeah, Lucas? A whole violet leaf?
Yes. Okay, the violet leaf looks like a heart. Which of these two leaves is the violet leaf?
Steve, stand back to yourself.
Okay, which of the two leaves? Yes?
That one.
Not this one?
No.
No, this one. This is the one that looks like a heart. And how many petals on the violet? Can you see? Yeah? No.
5.
5 petals.
5.
Who should we try the violet on to see what it tastes like?
Yeah.
I'll try one.
Okay, go ahead. Here it goes. If she dies, we'll bury her under the violets. You can eat the leaves or the flowers. And the violet flower has something inside that'll always make you think of me. Because if you open it up, inside is a fuzzy little beard. Can you see the beard inside? I don't have a beard. I have a beard. Who sees the fuzzy beard inside?
I
Hey, when I was in France, they actually take violets and they candy them. They dip them in sugar.
Yes,
and then
it's
they
just-
preserve them and they sell them like little candies, real violets.
Right, the sugar is very unhealthy, so I do not do that. Okay, who wants to pick some violets? Don't pick the roots. Break off the leaves and the flowers. You can taste them if you show them to a grown-up and put them in your bag. These will go into a salad in the school. You're making a salad for them? Okay, get a lot of violets in your bag. I sit on my back so I can't bend down.
You can pick the purple flowers and look, go to the bottom. You follow the stem down with your fingers. Then once you get a nice good, push the pick.
And without any warm-up or
There's a lot.
physical contact.
Steve, you can eat the leaves and the
Leaves
flower.
and, yeah, they're very healthy, they're full of vitamin C, and they're very delicious.
Yes, you can.
Kids, you can also put violets into ice cube trays, cover them with water, and freeze them, and then you'll have violets inside the ice cubes. You did that? Okay, you can do that again.
Here, open your bag. I'm gonna put some in the school.
Hey, is everyone taking a lot of violets to put in your
Take a
bag?
lot of violets, kids. Good girl, Mel.
There are
Come on,
lots
Sophie,
of
get
them.
some
Let's
violets.
see how you're doing. You got some. Get a few more.
Get in there,
Right over
Skylar.
there.
Get some
Go
more.
ahead.
Remember, look, you can take them down to the bottom. So you go down to the bottom and pick them down there. By the stem.
Aren't they good?
Don't step on the
Hey,
violets.
pick a lot and put them in your bag to take.
I got that. Be quiet, because we're dark side.
Give me a small one. The younger leaves are the best. One with really small leaves. There's a rabbit. Look, there goes the rabbit.
You see it, Johnny?
Okay. Oh, wait a second. No, that was Bugs Bunny music. Okay, kids, I want everyone's attention. Okay, goutweed. It has leaves in 3s, and sometimes the leaves are in 5s. The leaves have little teeth on the, ow, stop biting me, you tooth. It has little teeth, ow, stop that, bad to, ow, little sharp teeth, ow, bad tooth, don't you dare do that. It has little sharp teeth on the edge, and sometimes the plant looks like the leaf is torn in half a little bit. Can everyone see over here where it looks like it's torn in half? How many of you like parsley? This tastes like parsley. Let's see, who wants to try? Which teacher should try it first? Here you go. Goutweed. It was originally called goatweed, and then because goats eat it, and then people got the name wrong and called it goutweed, and then they started treating a disease called gout with it. Probably doesn't work, but it tastes very good. You use it like parsley for flavor. Everyone take one. How do you like it? You alive? Okay, everyone can take some.
Which plant is it?
All of these leaves here.
I need my bag.
The tall ones are garlic mustard. Yeah, they're going to be a little bitter now. If we find a lot of it, we may go over it.
Emma, I have your bag. Remember,
Yeah.
we usually eat the goutweed after
Oh
the
my
garlic
gosh.
right?
Mm-hmm.
Go ahead, Johnny. These are the plants you want to pick, and you can taste one. You're doing my daughter's party. I'm Maria Lorenzi.
Oh, right. That's when this.
May, no, it's in
All of these plants are goutweed. You can go to sleep in the goutweed. There's so much.
I noticed that before on the edges. If it looks all wet, don't want to be trying to...
No, it's dew. It's dew from the morning. Yeah. Yeah. Because it's all, you can see it all over.
Yeah, oh, I didn't see it all over. It's sort of around the edge.
No, it's all over.
Hey guys.
And it's not yellow. You'll look, when he's walking, it's wet all over. Which makes it more clean.
Hey, look, it's sweet. Come on.
All right. Anyone else want to carry the shovel? Yeah. What? Okay, put some, those are maple leaves. We're not picking those. We're just picking the goutweed.
Whatever goutweed anyway. Hey, that's
Who likes
good.
the taste of the goutweed? Okay, kids, let's, when I count to 3, we're all going to say goutweed. 1, 2, 3. More turtles. Let's go look and see if we can. But quietly or we'll scare them and they'll be gone. Very quiet.
Marilyn, stick this in your bag, honey. I don't think
All goutweed in there. It's all goutweed. Wild raven blossoms.
Yes, so do I. Kids, this is one of my favorite wild plants. It's a small tree called the redbud tree. It has red flowers that you can eat that are delicious. Who wants to try one? They're very sweet. And you can pick as many as you want. I'm getting a lot.
Get a lot.
Yeah, parents, please go in the front and help pull down the branches so the kids can reach them or go under the tree.
There's a big one. Who can reach up and get that in? What do we call it?
You can put this in. Okay, come on over here. When I count to 3, we're all going to say red bud. 1, 2, 3. Red bud. Okay, bring the kids over here. We're going to look at Japanese knotweed.
Oh, yeah. Can we get some?
Yeah.
Oh, so good. The red one is so good. What?
Might be too late. This may be too hard, but let's see. This plant comes from Japan. It's called Japanese knotweed, and these are a little bit too old. But Chris made that flute out of the same plant. When it gets old, it gets as tough as wood. And what he's taping now is called Hercules Club, which you don't want to touch. This is Hercules Club, a very thorny tree. If Hercules hit you with his club, you wouldn't be able to sit down for a long time. And what you do is you take the very young leaves like this, peel off the thorns, and then this stem tastes a little bit like asparagus. It's very delicious. You have to peel off the thorns. It's also called devil's walking stick because only the devil would walk with a walking stick that has all these thorns. Who sees the thorns? Very thorny. Once I did see a man using this as a walking stick. I wouldn't sign it. He peeled off all the thorns, but I still refuse to sign a contract in blood with him. Yeah. Okay, we're going to go and look for some more plants.
Who would like a taste of the Japanese?
Anyone who didn't get the knotweed, did you get able to get a lot more? It would have been even better. Wine vinegar and incredibly delicious and full of vitamin A. Who can find some pokeweed? My parents keep the kids out of the thorny blackberries over there. Oh, before we do this, who wants to hear a story about the pokeweed? Once upon a time, I led a nature walk with kids, and there was a reporter on the nature walk. His name was Joel. He was from a magazine called National Geographic Magazine. Have any of you ever heard of National Geographic? Yes. Well, Joel came on my nature walk, and then he came over for dinner, and he was eating dinner with me. This is good. Hey, Wildman, what's this delicious vegetable? I said, oh, Joel, that's pokeweed. By the way, Joel, did you happen to know that if you pick pokeweed at the wrong time of the year, if you use the wrong part of the plant, or even if you don't cook it right, you could get very sick or even die? I think I've had enough. I don't want any more. Joel lost his appetite completely. Oh, no. He turned as green as the pokeweed. I'm going to die. I'm going to die. I'm going to die. He went home soon thereafter. I'm going to die. But the next morning, a strange thing happened to Joe and surprised him completely. He was so happy that he was alive, he wrote a wonderful article about me in National Geographic magazine. Now let's see who can, it's a true story, who can look at the pokeweed and see if you can find this growing on the ground and put it in your teacher's bag, not in your bag. Parents, I need you not in a row in the back. I need, here's another. Here, take this.
This is Young Hercules Club.
I think these are Satharellas, growing in wood chips, next to the other ones I just pointed out. Could be kid out. This is an open and dried one. Here's the cap. This is 1 inch from here to here. Grass up, dirt off.
OK。
航空公司一般都有人